that is available to us. So starting from the 5th verse, Yadantamukham bhujam akantanilai Vritam kuntalai snigdha raktaishagopya Muhushchumbitamanda raktadharame Manasya virastamalam lakshala bhai. Translation is, O Lord, the cheeks of your blackish lotus face, which is encircled by locks of curling hair, have become reddened like the bimba fruit due to Mother Yashoda's kisses. What more can I describe than this? Millions of opulences are of no use to me. May this vision constantly remain in my mind. So here we are trying to go and we are going to try and do one small exercise. I request all of you, many of you may be doing some service maybe right now, but try if you can do this. We are going to try and envision this lotus face of Krishna while keeping our eyes closed. Okay, let's try this. Can we see the beautiful bluish lotus of Krishna? It is smeared, his eyes are actually, very, very beautiful, just like the lotus leaf, just like the lotus petals. It's pinkish like the lotus petals because Krishna has been crying, baby Krishna has been crying. His hair is actually tied up in a bun on the top of his head, and there's a strand of continuous. Let us try to envision the beautiful vision of Krishna's lotus face. So Krishna's lotus eyes, his eyes are just like the petals of the lotus, pinkish. And he's got black mascara, kajal, on his eyes. His eyes have been very teary. Let's try to envision that. It's gone a little reddish, pinkish red, because he's been crying. There's kajal smeared near his cheeks because he was rubbing his eyes. And the other thing that let's try to now focus on is how the beauty of Krishna's hair. It's as soft as cotton. It's, just like how you would feel black cotton in your hands. Let's try to feel the touch of Krishna's soft blackish hair. It is tied up in a top notch, and there's a nice string of pearls that are surrounding the bun of Krishna's hair on top of his head. And there's locks of black hair, nice curls of hair that is coming down upon his face, giving it such a beautiful appearance, just like how the moon is, having some dark clouds over it, the bright shining moon. Similarly, imagine Krishna's lotus face. It's bright as that moon, that bright effulgent moon. And, Krishna's hair is like that blackish clouds covering the moon a little bit. That's the beauty of Krishna's lotus face. And his cheeks, as is described here by Satyavrata Muni, has become red like the bimba fruit. Not because he's doing so much makeup, he's not applying any makeup, but he is being kissed again and again by Mother Yashoda, making his cheeks grow red like the bimba fruit. Bimba fruit, to this day's analogy, we can consider it like something like a strawberry fruit. Strawberries are red. Bimba fruit is not so available nowadays. Very rarely available even in India. But it's like that you can think of it in today's day and age like the strawberry fruit. So Krishna's cheeks are getting red because of Mother Yashoda's kisses. And his lips are always red, again, like the bimba fruit. So this is the beauty of Krishna's face. And when he smiles a little bit, when his lips separate out a little bit, you can see his pearl-like teeth shining and glistening. So let's try to remember this lotus face of Krishna in our hearts while we are meditating on the rest of the verses today. So this is how Satyavrata Muni is describing the beauty of Krishna's lotus face. How beautiful Krishna can, words fall short of describing the beauty of Krishna. And this is how, again, each of these verses can be formed as individual prayers. They are individual prayers. We can even just recite this verse and we can pray because it is glorifying Krishna, and we are also making a humble appeal that may this vision constantly remain in my mind, O Krishna. Manasya virastam alam laksha labhai. I have no other laksha, no other goal other than remembering this beautiful face all the time in my mind. Now imagine if we can do that, if Krishna can really, really bestow his mercy upon us, and if we are sincerely desiring that we want to remember this face of Krishna in our hearts at all times, is there ever going to be a time that we will be depressed? Is there ever going to be a time that we will be affected by whatever is going on around us? Never. We will always remain in the state that is explained by Krishna in the Bhagavad Gita, Brahma Bhuta Prasannatma. That we will always be in ecstatic pools. We will be drowning in ecstatic pools. We will feel so much of bliss all the time. But right now, we are not Brahma Bhuta, we are just Bhuta Prasannatma. We are Bhuta Shokatma, not even Prasannatma. So we are, just wandering in search of happiness. But here is the treasure house of all happiness. That if we can truly imbibe this mood and pray to Sri Damodar, he's a child. And Krishna, as a child, is very easy to please, because if you can give him a little candy or something small, Krishna is very happy. So that's why devotees also take up extra austerities in this month to appeal to Krishna, that Krishna, please allow us to remember this vision. Give us this transcendental vision that we may remember your lotus face all the time. May this, in the mirror of my heart, may I have only your reflection. May I not see anything other than you, O Krishna. That should be the humble appeal that we must do in, not only in this month, but especially in this month to Krishna, to Sri Damodar. Moving on to the next verse. Damodara Damodara Ananta Vishnu Prashida Prabhu Dukha Jalabhimagnam Kripadrashta Drashtati Dinam Datanu Grihaneshamamadhyam Yothyakshidrishya. The translation is, O unlimited Vishnu, O Master, O Lord, be pleased upon me. I am drowning in an ocean of sorrow and I'm almost like a dead man. Please shower the rain of mercy on me, uplift me, and protect me with your transcendental vision. Here we are talking about Krishna. Satyavrata Muni is glorifying Krishna's vision, that what is Krishna's vision really capable of, and he's at the same time establishing Sri Damodar as the source of all incarnations also. He's addressing him as Damodar is addressed as Vishnu, as Prabhu, my master, and as Ananta also, that he is the unlimited. So here he is, in other words, Satyavrata Muni is addressing Lord Damodar as the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and he's saying that I am drowning. He is, again, the format of the prayer is coming here, that he is showing his humble position, that he's drowning in an ocean of misery. He's saying that any reader, he as the author is saying it, as the composer is saying it, but anyone who reads this prayer should feel in this same mood, that we are drowning in an ocean of misery and sorrow, and there's no hope for our deliverance at all. But what is our only hope? Is Kripa Drishti Vrishtyati. Vrishtyati means to rain. Please shower your rain of, your Kripa Drishti, your merciful glance, your nectarian vision, please. And that is Grihanesha Maamagyam Edhyakshi Drishya, means that is my only shelter. I have no other means that I can be delivered from this drowning condition other than the hook of your nectarian vision. When the fish is, the way we catch the fish in the water is we put a snail, in the hook. The fisherman does this. So the fish actually comes to eat the snail and it gets caught. As soon as it eats the snail, it gets the fish's mouth gets caught in the hook, and then the fisherman pulls the fish out. So this is how Krishna is also, we are asking, we are begging Krishna that give us the snail, the way that you can attract us is by your nectarian vision. So with that nectarian vision, you can hook us and lift us and help us from this drowning condition, Krishna. Please do this for us. So these two verses are basically again glorifying Krishna and appealing to Krishna to please rescue us from our miserable condition. Moving on to the third verse. Kuveratmajo Bhatha Mujayayadvat Tvaya Mochitau Bhakti Bhaja Kritau Cha Tatha Prema Bhakti Svakame Prayacha Namo Kshigraho Mesti Damodareha. I'm sorry I said it's the third verse, but it's actually the seventh verse, but the third verse that we read today. So it's the seventh verse of the Damodarastakam. This translation goes as follows. O Lord Damodar, in your form as a baby, Mother Yashoda bound you to a grinding stone with a rope for tying cows. You then freed the sons of Kuvera, Manigriva and Nalakuvera, who were cursed to stand as trees. And you gave them the chance to become your devotees. Please bless me in this same way. I have no desire for liberation into your effulgence. So again, the Satyavrata Muni is continuing on with the pastime. Remember, we ended the pastime that the Sakhas also came and tried to free baby Krishna, but they were not able to because the knot that was tied by Mother Yashoda was with Vatsalya Ras, and the Sakhas were less intimate than Vatsalya Ras, so they were not able to untie the rope of love tied by Mother Yashoda. So they were all sitting, and suddenly it is explained that Krishna, he actually was sitting, and they were all sitting and talking, and the Sakhas were playing, and Krishna was, now Krishna, he was actually, his mindset was like this at this point. He was, first of all, remember when he started this whole naughtiness in the morning, he was angry because he was dissatisfied that his mother didn't give him enough milk, right? And that was with the anger with which he broke the butter pot and he made that mess and he ran away and all of that. So, but now Mother Yashoda had tied baby Krishna to this grinding mortar. So Krishna now had 3 reasons that he was really angry at Mother Yashoda, very, very angry at Mother Yashoda. Now the first reason, again, was because, she had not given him enough milk in the morning and left him dissatisfied. The second is, when he was trying to satisfy his hunger by eating butter and yogurt, she chased him around the entire village of Gokul. And he was running so much and he became so fatigued. And then the third and the most greatest blunder that Mother Yashoda did, according to Krishna, was that she tied him up and gave him a time out like this. And this was outrageous for Krishna to tolerate. And how could Mother Yashoda do this? She tied me up, now I have to do something very, very, way that I can show to her that I'm really angry with her. So Krishna really wanted to show to Mother Yashoda that I'm so angry, so see what I am capable of doing. So then he was thinking in his mind what he can do, and then his eyes again fell to a corner of his courtyard, the palace's courtyard, where there were two gigantic Arjuna trees standing. Now it is explained by our acharyas that as soon as Krishna saw those gigantic trees that particular day, he immediately remembered Narad Muni. He immediately remembered, Narad Muni's words. But Krishna, since his appearance in Gokul, since the time that he was a baby, Krishna has been seeing these Arjuna trees every single day. Then why did Krishna not remember Narada before? Why did he choose that particular moment to remember Narada's words? And why did he want to, do any interaction with these Arjuna trees? Why did he choose to do that? The reason is that Krishna, for the very first time, was actually bound by Mother Yashoda. He himself was in bondage. So he could actually empathize with those trees. He could understand and feel the pain that the trees were also feeling. Who were none other than Nalakuvara and Manigriva, Krishna could feel that pain that they were also undergoing. And out of mercy and compassion, that because he was also going through the same thing, Krishna decided that he was going to have his mercy upon them that particular day. So that is the reason why Krishna, realizing this immediately, that what pain, Nalakuvara and Manigriva must be going through as trees, he immediately jumped off from the grinding mortar. And remember that gigantic grinding mortar was so heavy. It actually needed, 5 to 6 grown men to carry that heavy grinding mortar. It was so heavy, that wooden grinding mortar. But Krishna, he was the all-powerful, he is the all-powerful Supreme Personality of Godhead. So although he was a young, 3-year-old, Krishna just jumped off, but he was still tied to the grinding mortar. So then he just, shrugged his shoulder. The standing mortar fell down. It just fell down. And then Krishna started dragging that grinding mortar behind him like a plastic toy. And Krishna just walked near the 2 Arjuna trees. And then he crawled through the Arjuna trees because they were standing like a V, So Krishna crawled through the 2 trees, and the grinding mortar, which was flat on the ground, got stuck. It did not pass through. So then Krishna just looked back. He said, "Oh, got stuck. No problem." He just again shrugged at it, just gave it one small pull, and the 2 gigantic trees came crushing down. Now, when all this was happening, remember the Sakhas were still there. Krishna's friends were still there. They first realized that maybe Krishna is just going off to play, maybe in some area. They didn't even bother to ask Krishna where he was going. And when they saw the 2 trees crashing down, that's when they just got up and they said, oh, what happened? Where is Krishna? They got so scared, and some of them stayed back while, some others ran to go and get Nanda Maharaj from the Goshta, and the other men, and some of them ran inside the palace, and some of them stayed to see what's happening. Where is Krishna? And then Nalakuvara and Manigriva, they came out from the 2 trees, and they introduced themselves to Krishna, saying that Krishna, we are the sons of Kuvera. Nala Kuvera and Manigriva are our names. And we want to tell you today that how we actually got this form as trees. That long, long ago we were actually enjoying in the Mandakini along with Apsaras, completely unclothed. And at that particular time, Narad Muni was passing by. And we were not only intoxicated with an intoxicant, but we were also intoxicated by our own pride. We were so proud to be the sons of Kuvera, who is the god of wealth. We were so proud to be his sons that we didn't even want to give any respect to Narad Muni who was passing by. But the Apsaras, they immediately got out of the waters and they covered themselves up and, offered obeisances to Narad Muni. But we were so shameless that we continued to stay unclothed inside the water and continued to enjoy our water frolicking pastime, neglecting even the presence of Narada Muni. So this situation is so bad, it's so horrible that Narad Muni started feeling so much compassion for these two boys, saying that, these two boys are actually so glorious births they have. They are devatas, they are demigods, sons of, Kuvera, and look at the way they are wasting their life. So to bring them out from this, illusion that they were living in, Narad Muni thought in his mind that they definitely, when someone is, in an illusion, when someone is going through a mental condition, electric shock is the, therapy that works to bring them out of that mental condition. So Narad Muni also thought in the same way, and he said that the way that these two boys can be relieved from this, illusion that they are in is through an electric shock. And the electric shock was not literal, but it was vocal. And Narad Muni actually cursed the two boys. He said, "My dear boys, you are so interested in showing your bare bodies, I curse you to become trees. That way you can stand for millions and millions of years. Stand bare-bodied. And, you don't have to bother about wearing on clothes or anything like that." Now, as soon as this electric shock of Narad Muni's curse came out of his lotus mouth, the two boys' intoxication immediately evaporated. And they came out of the waters and they just fell down like sticks at the lotus feet of Narad Muni, and they begged for forgiveness. And Narad Muni, please forgive us. Please don't do this to us. Don't curse us like this. And Narad Muni said, "Well, I cannot take back my curse. What I have said will come true. You will become trees. But here's what I can do. That I'll assure you, I'll promise you, that Krishna himself, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, when Krishna comes in Dwapara Yuga, Krishna himself will deliver both of you." So then Nalakuvera and Manigriva narrated this whole thing to Krishna, and Krishna was nicely listening. And then Nalakuvera and Manigriva said that, "My Lord, since the time you have come to Gokul as a baby, we have been waiting. Forget the wait that we've been doing for thousands and thousands of years, but especially since, the past few years that you are here, we've been waiting every single day. When will you deliver us? And today that day has come, that you have finally delivered both of us. We are so grateful to you, my Lord." And then Krishna, he smiled. He said, "I know. And the reason why I enacted this entire pastime of this Leela of getting bound and all these things that I did since morning was mainly to fulfill the words of my dear devotee Narada. The devotees, my devotees, are so dear to me. For them, I don't mind even getting bound up like this if it means that I have to live up to their promise, if I have to fulfill their promise. And because Narad Muni said that I will deliver you, therefore I did all of this. I went through all this trouble just to fulfill the words of my dear devotee Narada." So that is how dear the devotees are to Krishna. Krishna himself has declared in the Bhagavad Gita. In fact, he made Arjuna declare it. He said that if I declare it, that my devotees will never perish. If Krishna himself declares it, and if another devotee challenges that, Krishna will forget his own promise. And history has proven that Krishna doesn't care for his own promise. He had promised that he will not take up any weapons during the battle of Kurukshetra. And Bhishma Pitama had said that I'll make sure that you take up some weapons. And Krishna forgot his own promise. And just to fulfill the words of Bhishma Pitama, he actually took up the wheel and came to kill. He was about to come and kill Bhishma Pitama out of his anger. But, that's how he fulfilled the words of his dear devotee Bhishma Pitama. He didn't bother for his own promise. He let go of his own promise. So therefore, in the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna tells Arjuna that, my dear Arjuna, you declare it boldly that my devotees will never perish. Kampaya pratijanihi navar bhakta pranashyati. That way, Kampaya, dear Arjuna, you declare it that my devotees will never perish. Because if you are saying it, you are my dear devotee. If you are saying it, I will make sure that I will fulfill it. That is how dear the devotees are to Krishna. That Krishna will let go of his own promises, of his own. He will be even chastised by people. He will be punished by his own devotee. But still, he will make sure that his devotees' words are fulfilled. That's how dear the devotees are to Krishna. That's why he is called as Bhakta Vatsal Bhagavan Shri Krishna. He is the protector. He is the maintainer of his devotees. He is the one who gives pleasure to his devotees. That's how dear the devotees are to Krishna. So glorious. It's so glorious. Now, one more. So what happened after this pastime was that Nalakuvara and Manigriva, they actually circumambulated the Lord. They did parikrama of the Lord, and then they ascended to their father's kingdom, to the heavenly planets, where they actually engaged in devotional service, and then at the end of that life, they went back home, back to Godhead. That is what is mentioned. And in the meanwhile, one more thing is a great lesson. I was just, listening to His Holiness Radha Raman Maharaj's katha on Sri Damodar, and I got a very, very interesting point, which I thought I will share with all of you in regards to this particular pastime of the deliverance of Nalakuvara and Manigriva. Radha Maharaj says that Krishna, at this particular point, he was still bound. Krishna was bound up. And he still went and freed Nalakuvara and Manigriva. So Krishna, and after this pastime, immediately the boys brought Nanda Maharaj, the young cowherd boys, friends of Krishna, they brought Nanda Maharaj. And Nanda Maharaj picked up baby Krishna and immediately opened the knot of baby Krishna and freed him. And Nanda Maharaj was easily able to open the knot because even Nanda Maharaj was in Vatsalya Raj. So therefore Mother Yashoda tying the knot and Nanda Maharaj coming and freeing the knot is very, understandable. That we can understand that yes, Nanda Maharaj was able to open the knot and nobody else. So Nanda Maharaj came and freed baby Krishna immediately and took him away from these fallen trees. So what Radha Govinda Maharaj is saying is that Krishna, although he was bound to this grinding mortar, he was bound by rope, but he still delivered Nalakuvara and Manigriva, and then he was freed by his own father. So Krishna is giving us all a very nice lesson. He's teaching us that even though we may be also in a bound-up condition, that should not stop us from going and delivering others, from going and giving them the message and sharing Krishna consciousness with them. So that way we can deliver them, and we will also be delivered from the binding of this material world, because Krishna and the spiritual master themselves will come and open the knot of material existence from us. So I thought that this was a beautiful point shared by Radha Govinda Maharaj in this regard, to show that Krishna himself is setting an example that we should share Krishna consciousness. Even though we may not be, liberated, or we may not be pure, but whatever bound up condition we may be in, we should still go and deliver this message. We should still share Krishna consciousness, because ultimately we will also be delivered. So Krishna himself is setting this example for all of us to follow. So I felt that this was a very beautiful pastime and a very beautiful purport to this pastime that we can take back and remember that whenever we remember this Leela of Lord Damodar delivering the two sons of Kuvera while he was still bound, is a lesson for all of us, that we should also in that same mood try to deliver others. When we do that, then our spiritual master himself will come and open the knot of material attachments, material existence from us. And we will also become purified in that way and be pleasing to Krishna. So, this brings us to the last verse of Sri Damodarastakam. Namaste Studame Spurati Pradhane Tvadiyodarayata Vaishwasya Dhamne Namoradhakai Tvadiya Priyayai Namo Nantalilaya Devaya Tobhyam. The translation is, O Lord, the entire universe was created by Lord Brahma, who was born from your abdomen, which was bound with a rope by Mother Yashoda. To this rope I offer my humble obeisances. I offer my obeisances to your most beloved Srimati Radharani and to your unlimited pastime. So, this is towards the end of the Leela, but before this, what happened is, when Nanda Maharaj came and picked up baby Krishna and freed him, untied his knot and took him on his lap and sat him down, and they were all sitting in the courtyard. And Nanda Maharaj said, Krishna, Kadha, who tied you up like this? And then Krishna was like, Maya tied me up, she tied me up, I don't know. And then Nanda Maharaj said, why did she tie you up? He said, I don't know why she did this. That on Diwali day, festival day, see what she did to me. And then Nanda Maharaj was also very angry with Mother Yashoda, that how come on a festival day especially that she could punish their only child, their only darling Krishna. How could she do this? So, this is how, and the other kids, the other small children, the friends of Krishna, they also in the meantime, they brought out Mother Yashoda from inside the palace, and she came running. And she saw that the trees were fallen and Krishna was there sitting on the lap of Nanda Maharaj. She forgot her anger completely, because at that time she was only worried and concerned about her child's safety. So she saw that, Nanda Maharaj was nicely sitting with Krishna on his lap. So she ran to Krishna, and Krishna was so angry with Mother Yashoda that, he wouldn't even look at Mother Yashoda. Mother Yashoda tried to take Krishna from Nanda Maharaj's lap, but Krishna was just looking away. He didn't even look at Mother Yashoda. At this point, one very important point comes into light, is that Krishna at this point was neglecting Mother Yashoda. And see, getting the neglect of Krishna, of her own child, she was not able to bear it. And she immediately fainted on the spot. She lost her consciousness and she just fell down. Because one thing, this is a great moral for any of us, as practicing devotees also, that we should be not scared to receive chastisement from devotees or correction from devotees. But if we are receiving, best is that if we get loving reciprocation from everyone, but that doesn't always happen. We do get chastised, we do get, something unwanted that happens. But if we get neglect from a Vaishnava, if we are the recipient of neglect, like if someone is looking and then just, not even responding to us, that is a very dangerous situation to be in. Because, that means that the mercy is stopping. Because chastisement or being angry, that is also a form of mercy. In fact, only to those whom we chastise, we actually feel close to them. Prabhupada said this. So Prabhupada also used to chastise his own disciples. He chastised only very, very few disciples of his, only to those whom he really felt were close to him. He could, if you are a very near and dear person, only then you can be the recipient of chastisement. Because that is again a form of love, So, in the ultimate sense. But neglect is something that means that we've done something very, very wrong. And we should be very careful that if we are getting neglect from some devotee, that we should immediately rectify that. That we should immediately try to see what we can do to change that situation. Either approach that devotee ourselves or approach it with somebody else with whom that devotee has a relationship and rectify that situation. Because if we are being the recipients of negligence from another Vaishnava or a Vaishnavi, then we should know that that devotee is definitely upset with us. We've done something that has offended that devotee, and we should immediately take action on that, because we should know that even Krishna would therefore not be happy if we don't rectify that situation. So that is one moral that we can take, or one lesson that we can learn from this particular instance, that Krishna showed his neglect to Mother Yashoda, and as soon as Mother Yashoda actually fell unconscious on the ground, Krishna immediately, he jumped from Nanda Maharaja's lap, and then, he as a child, he was just saying, "Oh, Maya, no, don't die, I'm here," like this. And he immediately touched Mother Yashoda, and by the transcendental touch of Krishna's lotus hand, Mother Yashoda immediately came back to external consciousness, and she, hugged baby Krishna and said, "Krishna, I'm so sorry that I bound you like this," and all of this. And in one other place, in Gopal Champu, it is explained that the way, Nanda Maharaj had a role to play in, making Krishna and Mother Yashoda friends again, is that when Krishna turned his face away, it seems, that time Nanda Maharaj said, "Okay, Krishna, you're upset with Mother Yashoda, no? So what I'll do is, I'll beat her up. I'll give her a nice, beating." So Nanda Maharaj just raised his hand as if going to beat Mother Yashoda, and Krishna immediately stopped Nanda Maharaj's hand from, to raise on Mother Yashoda, and he immediately jumped on Mother Yashoda. So both the situations have been explained like this, that this is how Krishna was finally, happy, and that he was in the loving embrace of Mother Yashoda. And, Mother Yashoda immediately took him inside and, cleaned him up and, gave him milk, gave him her milk to his satisfaction, to his complete satisfaction. So, then I want to just, again say one more point, is that the name Yashoda, Yasha means fame, and Da means giver. So Mother Yashoda, her whole life and her whole existence is actually to give fame to Krishna, because she was the one who bound Krishna with her rope of love. This way Krishna became famous as Damodar. So Yashoda is actually the giver of fame to baby Krishna, and for all of his pastimes, actually, Mother Yashoda, and that is why she was aptly named Yashoda, means the giver of fame to Krishna. And finally, coming to this point that was raised yesterday, that why is Radharani mentioned? We also say, we hardly say Yashoda Damodar, when we say the Jai. we say Jai Radha Damodar. Why do we do that? And even here in the last two lines, Satyavrata Muni is also glorifying Namo Radhikayai Tvadiya Priyayai. That she is your, Radhika is your most favorite. She is your most beloved. And, so why is Radharani glorified here? One thing is that it is mentioned in Gopal Champu also that Srimati Radharani, as I had said, when the first day when baby Krishna was being tied, that one place in Gopal Champu explains that actually it was finally the ribbon from baby Radharani's hair that finally bound baby Krishna, because she gave her ribbon, her hair ribbon to be tied. So she was also present because it was a festival day, and Maharaj Vrishabhanu and Mother Kistira had come with baby Radharani to celebrate Diwali along with Nanda Maharaj, because we know that both these families were very close. And Radharani had actually come from Barshana, to come and be with baby Krishna during this festival. So actually during this entire pastime, Radharani was also there, but she was inside the palace. But while the binding, I think she was there. But here again, Radharani is glorified. There's another pastime that is mentioned in the Bhavishya Puran. It is mentioned that Srimati Radharani, one time when Krishna, he was a youth, and during the daytime actually Krishna would always go out into the forest to graze the cows and the calves, and he would also meet with the gopis and Radharani at that time. In the afternoon time, he would actually meet with them. That would be their meeting time. Of course, apart from the night time, but during the day also, Krishna would actually meet with the gopis and Radharani. So one day, actually, they had a scheduled meeting, and Krishna came very late. He actually was very late for the meeting, and Radharani was very angry with Krishna. And they were supposed to meet at a forest grove, which is called the Kunja, and there were golden vines, that were there, like how we have green shrubs and all that. So that particular forest grove had nice golden vines, and actually Radharani was so angry with Krishna for him coming so late. She actually made Krishna stand against one of the trees, and she bound him up across the belly, again with those golden vines, like those leafy twigs. She bound him up across the belly, and that is another reason why Krishna became famous as Radha Damodar, because even Radharani had actually bound Krishna in their youth pastime. And then after Radharani bound Krishna, she said, "Krishna, you are late, that's why I'm punishing you." And this time Krishna didn't do any leela of, two fingers or anything. He immediately got bound by the love of Radharani. And then, Radharani was not even asking for an explanation from Krishna, so even Krishna was not saying. So then after she bound him up, Radharani said, "By the way, why are you so late? You told us you'll come at such and such time, but why didn't you come?" So then at that time when asked, and Krishna at that time in his bound condition, he said that, "Oh, Mother Yashoda was having an autumn festival celebration, and that's the reason why I had to be in that festival, because she had some rituals to do for me. So that's why I got late, Radha. That's why I came late." So then as soon as Radharani heard this, that it was because of Mother Yashoda and because, it was a valid reason, she immediately untied Krishna and said, "Oh, I'm so sorry that I bound you up like this," and all that. But that was the reason why here also Satyavrata Muni is glorifying Srimati Radharani. That again, and also another thing that we have to understand is that Srimati Radharani is actually non-different from Krishna. It is said that when Krishna is very, very happy, when he is extremely happy, if you take that happiness out of Krishna, it manifests as Srimati Radharani. So that is Srimati Radharani. So she is very, very special, and even when Krishna is a baby, or even when he is 3-year-old, whenever conditioned Krishna, if he is happy, he is always with Srimati Radharani. So we have to understand that, and that is the reason why we glorify Sri Damodar as Radha Damodar, because that is the perfection, that Srimati Radharani is always with Krishna, no matter what his age is. And so that is how this Ananta Leela, Satyavrata Muni is ending this by saying this Leela is Ananta, because Ananta Bhagavan, Ananta Shesh, he is actually with his unlimited mouth, he is going on for eternity, he is being glorifying Krishna's pastimes, his qualities and everything, and till today it is not over. Imagine, Ananta Shesh means with unlimited hoods. He has got unlimited hoods, unlimited mouths. With unlimited mouths, he is glorifying the unlimited pastimes of Krishna, and still it's not getting over. Because as soon as he finishes, another pastime comes up. As soon as he finishes that, another pastime comes up. That is the glory of Krishna. That just like he himself, even his pastimes are unlimited. And therefore, Satyavrata Muni is not only offering obeisances to the divine rope, Namaste to Damne, that Damna, that Dam, that rope is also so glorious, because it's not just a mere rope for tying cows, but it is the rope of love. And Dipti Dhamne means that effulgent abode. And, so he's glorifying the rope, he's glorifying Krishna's belly, which is the abode of the entire universe. And then he is glorifying Srimati Radharani finally, to show that Radharani is completely inseparable from Krishna. So, and offering obeisances to the lotus feet of Sri Damodar in the end. So this is the transcendental mellows of Sri Damodarastakam. We have over these 3 days covered this complete nectarian pastime of Sri Damodar, and so we'll stop now. If there's any questions, comments or any additions, please share. Thank you very much. Sri Damodar Bhagavan ki jai. Srimati Radharani ki jai.